good neighbors, what's going on? It's Phil Russert looking scuzzy because I was taking care of a tree that fell down today, but that's okay. We're still here to look at art, not me. How's it going? All right. So tonight, as usual, we do our legendary live art show. Kenny Calderon is going to be here, and Rod Ramos are going to be drawing. Rod's camera angle sucks because Rod's setup sucks, but that's okay. He's working on it. His new setup's coming, but you're going to miss him in his really nice Hugh Hefner robe because that was really funny. Anyway, so we're going to get him on here. As usual, we've got They Killed Kenny Calderon.
How's it going, everyone? Happy Friday.
And we've got Rodimus Prime, the hot rod himself.
Hello, everybody. Sorry for the setup. I know it sucks.
It's all right. We can still see the art. We can just all sit like this for the hour or so. Greg Johnson's here. What's up, buddy? How are you? Thanks for coming out last night and tonight. Appreciate you, of course, always. So let's start. Rod, what do you got there? It looks like you've got the Cobra.
Cobra Snow.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was going to do this guy.
Hawkman.
Yeah. But Gary wanted me to do Cobra Snow. So, well, you know,
That's right.
you got me.
Awesome. Hey, well, listen, with G.I. Joe, I don't think you'll ever say no.
Yeah.
Greg Johnson said, I heard you got attacked by an ant. That is freaking hilarious. Yeah, the funny thing, I'll get into that in a minute, but Raphael said, holy amazing artist, Batman. Our buddy Gerald, who always draws with us, is here.
Nice.
Nice to see the crew together.
Nice.
Yeah, sorry, last
Hey,
week I was
Gerald.
in Vegas. We're glad to have Gerald here. Gerald draws with us, and he always comes out with an amazing piece of art we get to show at the end. So if you too are an artist and would like to draw along with us, and you want to, I'll show it at the end of the show. Gerald always amalgamates the two characters, and we have a blast. So It's awesome. Come join us and talk to us tonight. Truth is, I need a little positive uplifting, and I need you guys to do it. So come on and hang out. I was on Rafael Tavares Jr.'s show last night, The Written Writ with Ralph. So go check that out, as you should be checking out a show every week. Drop your links, Ralph. And Gerald Motos, of course, every Sunday, 1 p.m., Let It Out. Awesome show to promote and premiere, artists that you may not be very familiar with on Comics Cast. So please go check that out. Gerald, drop your links. Greg Johnston, if you want to see an awesome cover band that is fun and, great front singer there, a frontman singer, and some great guitarists and drummers and musicians, and you're in the Connecticut area or you're going to be in the Connecticut area, go check out Greg Johnston's band. Greg, drop your links. Glenn Ackham is here. We are on page 2 of Glenn's book called Alma the King. We're hoping to get that fantasy series out soon. Kevin Stewart doing the work. Awesome stuff, man. Awesome stuff. We are a community and we are trying. So Kenny's going to switch over to his art and show you what he's got going on, because as pretty as he is, we came to see him draw. While that's happening, while he's doing that, I want to show you the Kenny covers. Thank you, Kenny. And the Sean Carlson covers, and Anvu, and Mike Gerlich, and even one from J.M. DeSantis, who he just posted today. Cool stuff for Tragedy, man. Cool stuff. So let me just share the screen real quick while they're getting set up. Okay, and then we'll get to the artists. This is a new sketch cover available by Kenny Calderon on the Kickstarter campaign for Tragedy issue 4 right now. It's Domino versus Tragedy. And he's got all the legendary illustrations, artist names in the graffiti, which is awesome. There's Philbo, there's Def Shogun Rob. Man, Bill Lutz, there's Lutz up there. You got Jay for Gary and Jay, for Jason, Alex, Zapato, we got Zappa. It's so cool, man. We got everything. Great job, buddy. Great job.
Thank you.
This is going to be put up on the campaign tonight. I was exhausted coming home from Vegas, so I didn't get to put it up. So check that out. We also have Zealot versus Tragedy. Now, someone said, who's Zealot? I'm like, really? Zealot Grifter from the Wildcats, Jim Lee? Anyway, she's one of Jim Lee's better characters.
Indeed.
So, yeah, we got gunplay and swordplay. Nice dynamic pose. They're on an edge here, a cliff. Just good stuff, man. two fierce warriors going at it. So we got that, and hey, we got Taskmaster versus Breath of the Dragon, and this is probably my favorite just because of how up close and personal it is. This is fun. This is awesome. These are all available on the Kickstarter campaign. You should check them out, please. Awesome stuff. And Kenny's come. We got something cool coming for Tragedy. Excuse me, Tragedy coming soon that you're gonna like. All right. So while I remove that, just want to show you a couple of things. After we get through the Tragedy stuff real quick, people are probably sick of hearing it. I'm sorry. It's my job. I got to do it. All right. So first of all, this sold. This is a sketch cover by Mike Lilly, DC Marvel DC artist and Dynamite artist. That sold. Awesome. We've got a Mike Gerlich cover. It's really inexpensive. Breath of the Dragon with his helmet off. Mike Gerlich, cool guy, cool artist. Check him out. We've got Envu. That's available also on the campaign. Check that out. And this again, these are actual issues. Deathstroke the Terminator versus Breath of the Dragon by Sean Carlson with a full background. Look at that.
That's a nice
not
piece.
Expensive. They're not expensive. And that's the George Perez Deathstroke, baby. Elektra versus Tragedy.
Very nice.
By Sean Carlson. They're available. You know, I got this today. It was months in the making. I commissioned this a long time ago by Ashley Wood. And she did this for me. Came in the mail today. Now, that's part of my personal collection because I have my own collection of covers. She did a nice job, right?
Oh, she did a great
Ashley
job.
Wood. Yeah, Ashley Wood. So she was worth the wait. So that's awesome. And I just want to let you know, I have a mystery box available on the Kickstarter. I do not give you the garbage inventory I'm looking to get rid of in my mystery boxes. You may get a foil Wills Portacio foil cover, or an Ian Churchill foil cover, or a Sean Chen. I don't play around. You get good stuff. And you'll get this metal Mike DeBalfo print, comic size.
Very nice.
Look at that. The mystery boxes are not garbage. I promise you, you're going to get more than you paid for. You have my word on that. Ask Rowley if he shows up. He'll tell you. He was very happy to see the foil covers he got. So, sorry, I'm getting a ton of messages because of that tree falling. People checking to see if I'm okay. Fine. I got attacked by an ant. That was great, man. Greg, that was awesome. I don't know if you're still here. So that's what's going on. Now, who are you drawing there, Kenny?
Tonight, I'm drawing the Silver Surfer. Zoom in a little bit so you guys can
I'm going to
see
switch
that a little
that
better.
over here so you can see it better. Let me get covered. And then every once in a while, periodically, I'm going to do this so we can see up close. So Kenny's doing a Silver Surfer. I want to remind you, these pieces, and Kenny sells almost every show, but I think we have the Last Ronin and one other piece that's available.
Magic. I still have Magic.
And
still
Magic.
have Last Ronin. Sandman.
So we have some pieces available for sale that we've done live. And of course, rods will be available as well. If they're not finished before the end of the show, we will show. If you're interested, you can DM me and ask to see the finished piece. And if you're interested, you pick it up. Raphael, thank you for dropping that link. I really appreciate you. Yeah, I was exhausted on Raphael's show. I apologize if I lack the energy I usually do. I've kind of been burning the candles at both ends for a very long time, so I'm tired. We're going to get to some questions. We're going to talk, pop culture. Anything you want to talk about, you're welcome to start a chat, or I'll just do what I do and shoot my mouth off so they can focus on drawing. But this is what's going on there. And then, of course, we've got Hot Rod here. Let's move that up.
Keeper.
That works pretty good, too. But let's move him over here so you don't have to see my stupid mug. So Rod is lightboxing the inks over the digital pencils he did of the Snow Serpent, which is the Cobra Snow Troopers.
No, actually, this is traditional pencils.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
my apologies. He's
Fancy.
white boxing the inks over the traditional pencils. Look at you. You go, boy. So, if you want the set of inked and traditional pencils when you see it finished, we will work out a deal for you to get both. How's that sound?
Fancy.
Fancy. Zach Rodriguez is here. Drop your link, Zach. Zach is an awesome painter. That's all right. To be honest with you, Zach, I don't want to sound corny. And some people, I understand there are people that don't believe in God, and I don't push anything on them. That's their right to feel what they feel. Your journey is yours, mine is mine. But I honestly think it was a message that was sent today, which I can't get into too much detail. But things worked out fine. It could have been so much worse, and it wasn't. Um, but honestly, I think it was a message that was sent today that was needed for someone that I'm close to, and I think they heard it, and that's all that matters. Because I truly believe the bad things that happen in your life are usually messages. Because when things go right, you don't learn a damn thing. When they
Mm-hmm.
go wrong, if you're paying attention, you learn a great deal. And
True.
that's, to me, that's God nudging you the right way because you're going the wrong way. Again, I'm not pushing belief. If you don't believe in God, you think he's, the sky wizard is insane, you're welcome to it. That's fine. Show some respect to my opinion. I will always show some to yours. Um, Speaking of sky gods, though, we got Silver Surfer by Kenny Calderon.
Oh yeah.
Rocking it. Are you going to throw a background on that too, or?
Oh yeah. I penciled in some asteroids. I got a planet right here with a moon.
Cool.
I'm gonna lay in some nice blacks. I got the surfboard underneath here.
You know what
So
would be cool?
one
Something to
piece.
commission? Mogo, the Green Lantern planet,
Ooh,
with Galactus approaching.
I like that.
That would be badass. Wouldn't it?
Man, that absolutely. Absolutely.
Maybe you should draw that next week, Kenny.
Okay. I'm
Mogo,
gonna
the
note that.
living. Yeah, you got the Mogo planet. You also got the Marvel living planet.
True.
What is
Mojo.
the Kree? Not the Kree. Well, there's the Green Lantern planet. I think is Mogo, and then there's the
No,
Marvel living planet.
it's Mojo, isn't it? It's Mojo in Marvel, and it's like he's got a single syllable name. I think it's like Mog or Gog, something like that.
Yeah, I'm gonna look at it right now. Hang on. By the way, I just want to let everybody know there's an imposter pretending to be me on Instagram. He spells my last name with one T because he's an illiterate jackass. So please do not accept friend requests. Do not answer their DMs because they're DMing friends of mine. I don't know if they're going to spam you or cause some sort of virus. It has the picture of me and my wife, which is my Facebook picture. That is not my Instagram picture. And I don't have my full name on Instagram. It's Phil Russert on Instagram. It says Philip Russert, and it has the wrong picture, and he spells my last name with one T because he's a moron. So if you see that imposter, please report that.
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to look up the planet right now. Green Lantern. Not OA, dumbass. Okay, so it is Mogo. Mogo is the Green Lantern living planet.
Ah.
Now let's do the Marvel living planet.
Yeah, he was in Guardians of the Galaxy, no?
That is Ego, the living planet. There you
Ego.
go. Ego. So you could do Ego and Mogo, and Galactus is coming, and maybe a Death Star.
Nice. And
That would be
Galactus
such a cool
approaching
mashup.
with a lobster bib and a couple slices of
By the way,
you
Jack
know.
Rodriguez, just so you know, real quick, he says he'll be having an online art show here on Facebook tomorrow night at 6 p.m. Pacific in this event, online art show and drink with Zach Rodriguez art. He does these. I don't know how often they are, but Saturday nights they're real cool to sit down. They're real chill, some cool music, glass of wine or whatever is your drink of choice, and you look at some beautiful art and hopefully purchase some and support Zach. Zach took the big leap into making art his career. God bless you, man. I really wish you much success with that.
Indeed.
Um, so do that. Yeah, Randy, Ego is the living planet. Thank you, Randy. So there you go. Um, Randy, we've got some pieces from past shows. If you ever want to look at, let me know that are still for sale.
Shoot, I
And
still
right
have the
now,
Doom.
oh, and the Doom.
Yeah, I still got the Doom.
That's weird. As many as you've sold, you've done that many shows. Shit. Okay.
Yeah. I like drawing
Um,
live.
well, it's fun. We just get to chat and stuff. I mean, unfortunately, like we start off with 13, 14 people in a room, and people's attention spans are very short, so they leave.
Uh,
Um, it's really weird how attention spans have shortened. We used to sit through a 3-hour wrestling match between two guys and
true.
loved it. And now we can't sit through a 10-minute match.
Yeah,
I mean, I don't watch wrestling anymore, but you know what I mean.
of course.
People don't have any patience anymore for a story to unfold or art to unfold. It's a little disheartening for me because it affects writing. It affects creativity because now creators know that they have to hook you in the first 5 minutes, and that just throws pacing off, in my opinion. You know,
I hear that.
I mean, am I wrong? Tell me in the chat, guys. What do you think? The fact that attention spans are so short now, and as a creator, you got to hook them in the first 2 or 3 pages. Do you think that affects storytelling, pacing, character development, or am I just talking out of my butthole?
You
Which
know
my
what?
wife will tell you I am.
I think it might be a mixed bag, to be honest. We do have those that have been affected by the shorter attention spans, but I know kids that like will still read a whole book, or you know what I'm saying, like
But the
they're
problem is if the content's not appropriate for those kids, you lost that audience.
yeah, yes and no. I think it depends on the individual. Some kids mature faster than others, and they're able to sort of absorb that for what it is. You know,
Yeah, yeah. Raphael said, yeah, because no one wants to wait around for the story to unfold, but I write the old way. Yeah, don't get me wrong. There's stories that unfortunately they're boring as hell getting started. Can we pick this up, please? I get that, but it's to the point where if you don't give them something and if in the first episode if a lot of answers aren't given, they're like, what the hell, like, easy, let's unfold this, like for example, tragedy. Everybody's been saying it's great. I had two people say though that they thought that the first issue was a little slow, and I'm like, slow? It opens with 4 pages of action. It goes right into her character. It goes into another 5 pages of action, goes into more character development, and then ends with like 8 pages of fighting. I'm like,
yeah,
if that's slow for you, what pace do you really want a book to be? Like, and they were like, well, there's some answers I want to have. It's book one.
yeah,
You're setting things up. Yeah, they want instant gratification, and I think social media and computers and the internet has a lot to do with that.
yeah. I think it's also a matter of taste, because there is the intrigue of like a story that's slowly like peeling away the layers, right? Like, I don't know if you remember the leftovers.
I didn't
That
watch it though.
it was really good, right? And that's one of those shows that explains nothing, right? But as you're like immersed in this world, the writing doesn't really explain anything to you, so you're not like spoon fed. So a lot of it is left up to interpretation.
Right. Well, see, this thing is, again, don't get me wrong. Pacing goes both ways. You
Mm,
have to, if you're going to go the long route with storytelling, you do have to give some substance instead of like these filler episodes and stuff like that,
right.
or filler issues. That's absolutely true. But I think with people's need for instant gratification, as Greg said, I think we're starting to jump too far the other way. You know what I mean? Like if the first episode should be engaging enough to get you invested into wanting to know the characters. But no, we shouldn't be answering everything. We're setting things up,
Absolutely.
So I there's got to be that fine balance. But I think some writers are afraid, am I boring the audience? You just got to tell your story, and if it unfolds the way it unfolds, people on instant gratification has made everyone impatient. Greg said, yeah, people are impatient in general these days. Um, I want, and it's everything. Amazon delivers in 24 hours. You can order what you want at the press of a button. You can speak to somebody at the press of a button. It's like everything has become so right in your face that storytelling now has to be right in your face.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
It sounds like a joke that I heard from Tom Segura.
What's that?
He said that that everything is moving in a way where like you'll never have to leave the house,
right?
Or and he says that the surefire sign of that happening soon is the bed that sits you up.
We're going the way of Wally. Remember that the heavy everybody was fat and in those chairs?
Yeah. There was a dark little video that I saw about Wally where I think the fat people were being fed the dead fat people.
Oh, jeez.
Ooh. Yeah, because if you notice, they're like,
Rod, you sicko.
What
he said, "Ooh."
Rod likes them thick. Don't forget.
Oh,
Rod likes them thick.
Come on, man. Don't stop doing that.
Raphael said, "Yep, I like starting off with an intriguing scene and jump into the story so people want to see what happens." Yeah, for me, that's the best part. Start off with something interesting, action-packed. Usually is good, and then get into the exposition. Greg, we used to wait to read the newspaper. Now we get instant messages for our news. Agreed. And everything's good and bad at the same time. We have our pros and cons, which goes to the next topic, which relates to this. Here's the segue king. I'm a segue king. You talk about we're going to a society where everything's going to be fed to us, where we can be home and stay home. I had a conversation with someone on the way back from Vegas about a lot of comic vendors no longer want to do shows physically because of the overhead. They'd rather just sit on Whatnot or whatever and sell a ton of books in their house. And we discussed it. And I don't think Whatnot and all those things can ever replace a physical convention. They may cut a lot of overhead, and you're making money a lot right now. But I think the Whatnot stuff is going to implode eventually. I think it's going to be like the 90s, and those things are, because what are you really selling on those things? You can't see the books. You can't bin hop. I mean, it doesn't behoove you when you have $1, $2, $5 books to go on Whatnot. It is for the big keys, but even that is going to implode someday because of the silly inflated market just based on a movie. I mean, Venom books were shooting up, and then the movie sucked, and they then went down. Eternals was shooting up, and then the movie came out and sucked, and then they shot down. So I think it's going to implode, and I think all this online stuff is not going to be as relevant or as productive as it used to be, or as it was, That's just me, and I don't know when it's going to happen. It could be a few years before it happens. Hey, bear. There's my bear.
There is nothing like the convention getting around with people and talking with people and talking with fans and about this stuff.
True.
I mean, it's not just that, but it's a simple thing as bin hopping. The online takes the fun of the hunt away.
Mm-hmm.
And there's always going to be people that want the hunt. Hey, Rob Reggiano, is it Reggiano? How do you pronounce your last name? Awesome artist. Long time listener, first time caller. He's going to have a cover for my next tragedy book. Awesome artist, cool guy. You should go follow him if you're not. Drop your links, Rob, to your art page or whatever page you wish. Thanks for coming out. Ricardo's here. What's up, buddy? Ricardo, of course, one of us, one of the legendary crew. We love Ricardo. And I'm sorry I didn't respond to your message, Ricardo. It's because I was live. But yeah, we're okay. The tree missed the house, and We're good. It took us forever to chainsaw it and clean up. We still have some cleanup to do, but it is what it is. Greg said we were attacked by an ant. That's awesome. Anyway, the search for them, but not just that, but like I said, $1 and $2 bins. My friend is a vendor, and he had a good 60 boxes that were all $1 and $2 to fill in your collections. Not everything is a key,
True.
And he emptied out 9 to 10 boxes. I mean, empty. They're gone. There's 260 books in a box, or at least, or something, all gone because people were filling in the holes in their runs. You don't get that online. I mean, who's going to want to sell a $1 book online? It's not worth it to them to ship.
No.
So I think it'll always be around the online, but I think they're going to supplement each other. I don't think one is ever going to take over. The same with digital comics. What are your thoughts in chat on that? And what are your thoughts, guys?
I agree. I mean, part of the experience is being able to converse and talk shop. You know what I mean? Like, right. I had a studio space that I was renting out that was literally in the back of a comic book shop. So, okay. Part of the joy of going to work in my studio was, being in the heart of everything, like whenever the new books would come in every week, I would get the impressions of the patrons that would come in and get stuff from the pull list. You know what I mean? It's being able to just kind of nerd out.
Yeah.
And that's the thing, because humans crave social interaction. Most humans.
Mm-hmm.
And most humans do. You can't replace that. You can't. And think about it. You become a sea, in the lost sea of people on those live streams. It's not like you're really being noticed, other than when you say claim. But when you're a person and you're talking about your favorite run with that comic vendor or whatever, you're relevant. You're somebody there, and everybody wants to feel relevant. I don't care who you are. We all do.
Yeah.
And there's a sense of relevance when you're having a one-on-one conversation, or guys are listening in while they're in the bin, like, hey, yeah, and I love that Defenders run, or I loved what they did with the Hulk, or it's camaraderie, it's community.
That's necessary.
I agree, but what I do think has to happen is the economy's got to get better, because the overhead is crazy for these shows, between flights and hotel and everything, and show promoters, being one of them myself. I know the ones that are gouging, and I know the ones that are just, they're doing what they need to do to survive.
Right.
And the ones that are gouging, hopefully people speak up and have that change, because you can only milk the cow so much.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Before that cow is like, I'm done with this. Now, Raphael asks a wonderful, wonderful question, and it's intriguing that you ask that. Are you doing another show anytime soon, Phil? Well, I might be doing one sooner than I thought, if 2 business conversations go well. I have 2 investors that are interested in me doing another show, so that could speed up the time frame. But I won't know until we sit down and hash it out, and contracts, etc. I'm not gonna lie. I want to do another show badly. I think I run good shows, and even the least known artist name always makes money at my show, because I care. I have a killer artist alley. I have comic vendors. It's a good comic fan, art fan show. I think it's a really solid show, and I really want to get it back. But there's a lot of money into putting a show, at least when you're putting the quality of talent that I have there. I could save money by doing lesser, but that's like saying I could save money on tragedy if I hired a lesser talented, cover artists or interior artists. You get what you pay for. and I want you to feel what you paid for was absolutely worth it. You know,
Yeah.
so we'll see. Yeah, absolutely. You know, Ralph Tavares Jr. and the Bit and Apple, they're always free press at my show. As is, it came from the radio with Mark Torres. Great groups of people who have been very supportive of my show, and I'm grateful to them. So, you know, maybe I'll run a small satellite show somewhere soon if things don't work out with the investors, because you know, working with investors is a tricky thing because as an investor, they're taking risks. So it's
Mm-hmm.
really a matter of what are they looking for? What is the return that they want? And can I deliver that? And if I can't guarantee that delivering that, are they going to want to take that risk? So, you know, it's a real conversation you have to have on a business level. And the good thing is, though, the two people I'll be talking with, I know very well, and they're good people. They're not cutthroat, but we all do have to agree on what we're walking away with our names signed on, you know? Um, so we'll talk. Um, if I had the money, the stuff I have in the works, you guys have no idea. Um, I'm going to be partnering with my brother from another mother, and we're going to be starting a publishing company where I have Filbo Studios as my studio, and he's going to have his studio as his. Kind of like how Image had the separate studios, but they were under
Mm-hmm.
one banner.
Yep.
Well, we're going to do that. And here's the trick once we have the capital to do this, we are going to do something that no other publisher is doing right now. We, and it will be we have to vet very much so because we're taking a risk. We will take ongoing series from independent people.
Ooh.
At a limited basis, though, and they have to really sell us that this thing can make money. But we are open to that because small publishers like Scout and them, because of the risks, because of the money, they won't do that. It has to be a self-contained, you know, 4 or 5 issues stories. Um, I have a lot of things in the works. It's just getting the money for it. And I promise you, when I can get this going, when I can get this going, it's going to be awesome. And we're going to have the legendary illustration stable of artists available to help you create that book. If you come to us as a writer and you have an idea and you pitch the idea and we like it, we have a whole team for you,
Oh
built
yeah.
in house. Or sadly, if we like the story, and I hate this part of it, and I hate to say this, but if the art unfortunately maybe isn't up to the standards that we require, we will recommend one of the legendary illustrations artists to take over. I hate to do that to any artist, I really do, but at the end of the day, if I'm going to be investing in you, there needs to be a return on an investment. We're not here to lose money, we're here to make money. It's the only way we can
Mm-hmm.
keep going. But we are going to be that publisher that, yes, if we could take on big names, we'll take on big names, but we are not forgetting the little guy. We want to help the little guy become the big guy because this industry needs new blood. It needs fresh ideas. It needs new stories. It needs characters that you can relate to again. And it needs books that are not preaching or agenda driven, but just good stories. And you may
True.
disagree with me on the agenda driven. That's okay too. That's fine. You're welcome in the publishing company too, because we don't give a crap what your beliefs are. Just give us a solid book that we think can sell and we believe in, and we'll back it. Period.
Yep.
But this takes time, and I'm not going to give you the name of the company yet, but we have it. Big plans, guys.
Yes,
Legendary
indeed.
illustrations too. You know, I have a lot of things that I want to do. It just takes time. It's the grind. I'm also going to put it out there. I really could use an intern, but an intern that's going to stay. I'm not a demanding person. I'm not hard on you. I'm not a pain in the ass to work for. I understand you're intern. You're like, why the hell would I work for free? You won't work for free, but I don't have a salary to pay you. But you will work. You'll get comped comics, rare comics, foil comics. You'll get comped whatever you want from Tragedy. I will hook you up with tickets to conventions. When I'm going to those shows, I will get you hooked up to come with me.
I am in.
I will compensate you in other ways. I had an intern. He seemed happy.
I'm in.
Good with it. Yeah, you're in Brazil.
I'm
The
in.
intern met a really nice girl, and that was the end of that. So, if anybody's interested in interning, you can reach out to me more. But I'm going to tell you what I predominantly need from you as an intern is good Photoshop skills, social media skills. That's what I really need. There is another monetary incentive for you, though. You will get a commission when if you are responsible for getting the artist's work. So there is a monetary commission on that end. I promise you it'll be worth your while, and you'll get to meet people in the industry. I know a lot of big names, and you'll be introduced to all of them, and you'll get to be involved with them and comic vendors and everybody. So if anybody is interested in an internship with me, please DM me after this show or whenever if you see this show. I promise you we'll work out making it your while, and I'm not going to be overworking you, and I'm not going to be killing you. It's mostly going to be doing Twitter posts for me, mostly, and a few other things.
Do they need to be local?
They do not need to be local. Local is better, but they do not need to be local because, again, posting on Twitter is the biggest thing I need, and that doesn't need to be local. But they do need to be available on weekends because this is a hustle job, and there's no days off. Now, having said that, that's not me going, oh, what do you mean you have a christening? You're not doing a christening. You're interning. That's silly. I understand you're interning of your free will. It would be more like, hey, can you do me a favor? Can you throw a Twitter post up tonight on a Saturday night, please, and have that going? That'd be really mostly what it is.
Yeah.
It's not hard work, and it's really easy work for somebody who knows how to post. So, and you can talk to the intern that I was working with, and they'll tell you he was doing a lot more because he was local. But he seemed happy. But again, he met a really nice girl, and that changes things.
Sure.
So you want your attention to go there, not to me, and that's totally understandable. So,
maybe you're not as pretty as the girl.
Holy cow!
Oh, come on! What are you talking about, Billy?
No, this holy cow! I just got a piece of artwork colored, and it's wow. This guy he kept asking me if I can. Holy cow! What a beautiful job! All right, can I show this live?
Absolutely.
Sure.
This is a crossover print of Tragedy and Rabbit's Badass Song by Christopher Elston and Chastity Lassiter. I have to double check if the colors are fine for him, but that is pretty impressive. Beautiful
That's
job.
a beautiful piece.
Yeah.
Back both campaigns, and we'll throw you this digital print.
Who did the line art on that?
Ricardo.
Gorgeous.
Right? You don't Ricardo, my man. You still with us, Ricardo? Have you gone to sleep yet, old man?
Ricardo the Beast.
If you back Rabbit's Badass Song and Tragedy, this is one of 2 prints you'll get digitally. We'll send it to you digitally, print it up. Oops. Very cool. I got a response, sorry. What's an MSM content read? What is all that? Does anybody know what's going on in the chat with those people?
No.
Gobble read. I don't know what all that is.
Neither do I.
Anyway. What is that content read? I don't understand what's going on. But that's okay. The more comments, the more this bumps up in the feed. So you people go right ahead. Right? As long as it's nothing disgusting or rude, you do what you got to do.
Yeah.
Support the old timer. Am I an old timer? Yeah, I am an old timer. But yes, support me, please. Support me. Yeah, I don't know what this is, but it's very weird. I don't know if this is like some sort of a malicious attempt or not. I really don't know. But whatever. Keep, content's not rude, so. So anyway, Surfer's looking great. So is the Snow Serpent. Very cool. This is a good thing. What we on YouTube. Oh, there's so many. Sometimes they have streams, they blow up small streamers. Oh, okay. Well, then thank you so much. Thank you. I appreciate that. My apologies for being ignorant. If you subscribe is a good thing. Don't. Thank you so much. Then we really appreciate that. That is awesome of all of you. Thank you. On behalf of the artists I represent as well, we thank you.
Yes, indeed.
That is very cool. It's nice to see things like that, because sometimes it gets ugly on the internet, and for them to do this and go out of their way and do this is really cool.
Yeah.
Very cool. Yes, you got to draw. What do you guys got to draw Hulk next time?
You know what? I considered doing a Hulk. It was between doing a Hulk or a Bane.
Well, have the other artists do Bane and have you do Hulk, and we can watch Gerald make the Hulk fight Bane.
Ooh, there we go. There we go.
Well, we thank you for loving art, and we appreciate your love for art and that you're doing this too. Thank you.
Absolutely.
That's cool. They're really flooding it. Very cool. Yeah, man, we got 16 people in here doing this. So, what were we talking about prior? What were we talking about before that color print came in? Because that was awesome. Oh, so, trust me when I tell you, when I have the money to make these things happen, I want to support and bring up the little guy that's not getting a chance in this industry. Because I'm sorry, but Kickstarter is not sustainable depending on your business model. You have a great day too. Thank you so much to all of you for coming in here. Do that. God bless you people for your support, for helping the stream. Wishing you the best. Thank you. And like that, they were out. That is cool.
Very nice.
That is cool. Yeah. I didn't think it was malicious, but I wasn't sure because like their what they were saying wasn't bad. You know what I mean? Yeah. I just don't know because I'm old. Thank you. You too, Scuttlebug. That was very cool. I appreciate that greatly. I hope all of those people have that kindness returned to them tenfold.
Indeed.
We have to start appreciating each other, building each other up. That's my opinion. And I stick to it. Let's show Odd what he's doing. And I'm serious about that. We want to build a business model, and it's going to be hard because I'm also a businessman. We have to make money. We can't just throw it away and lose it. You know what I mean? But I do think there's a way to make money and help the little guy. We all started somewhere. Todd McFarlane wasn't a big name at some point. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But I think this model that it has to be instant money maker. I don't know. Because it's kind of like if I can't get a job as this person, because I don't have the experience. How do I get the experience to get the job? And it's kind of what's going on now. It's, well, do you have a built-in following? Well, if I did, I wouldn't need you as a publisher.
True.
What do I need you for then?
Makes sense.
You know, I mean, obviously you should have some sort of following. We need to see that you're hungry and you have a marketing understanding and things like that, of course. But, you know, if I expect you to come fully loaded with your following, then why do you need me? To cover a print run? So, anyway, that's just my 2 cents on that for whatever it's worth.
That's always been something that kind of astounds me about any industry, right? Like it used to be like back in the day, you know, with like musicians, you know, the record company would like front you some money to handle, you know, like recordings and like little expenses and all that, and they would recoup that, you know, from your album sales and such. But, you know, it's too many risks that they have to take on their end. So it's like now they want to have a little bit of insurance.
And again, a little insurance is always important, but it seems like they want to guarantee. Like they don't want any risk investment on their end.
No.
Rob says, and this is absolutely true, it's hard to get exposure when there's so much content out there. So it's always appreciated when others want to share and promote their work you create. Exactly. I mean, you know, you could sit there next to a big name artist and draw just as good, if not better, but you don't have the name.
No.
You don't have the resale value. You don't have the recognition. And that, unfortunately, is a lot of the fan base wants. Now, people are going to get mad at me for saying this, but if you're truly an art fan, you just love great art. You don't care who drew it.
Mm-hmm.
If you're a collector, then you care about the name on that art. Now, there are some people that are both. They're a collector and an art fan, and that's fine. And there's no wrong, whichever you are. I am not judging you. But if you're really in it about the resale value or the worth of it or the prestige of saying, I've got a John Romita Jr., you're not an art collector. You're not an art fan per se. You're a collector and investor, in my opinion. And again, that's strictly my opinion. You know what I mean? Because I know some people that they would never buy a piece of art from us because we don't have that resale value right now. We don't have that name that jacks up the price.
Mm-hmm.
You know? And look, that's fine.
It seems like they are not interested in the art itself. They are more interested in the value it can give and resell it.
And I agree with that, but I do think they do in some way like the art that they bought. It's just that they only like it because of who it's drawn by. Like if it was drawn by Joe Smith, I don't think they'd give two rat's asses about that page.
No.
And you're right, Greg. The big names have gotten really expensive. I love to support the little guy. Also wants some of the big names, but it's getting so expensive, and sadly they are. But who's to blame for that? Think about it for a minute. If you're willing to spend $400 on a crappy head sketch that has to be tightened up with an inker, you're why the prices are up, because they say, oh, they're willing to pay for this, right? The consumer has the power. If you aren't online at midnight for the next iPhone that you really don't need because yours still works fine, then they won't jack up the prices.
True.
Consumers drive the market, right? So stop accepting crappy head sketches just because it's by a big name and you want to be able to say you had that person's art, or because you think when they die it'll be worth something, and watch the prices go down. That's my opinion. And this is my opinion. It does not represent the artists and Legendary or anybody else. And you're welcome to disagree. Respectfully, you can come on here and challenge me, but the key word is respectfully. I'm open to talk to anybody. You may convince me I'm wrong. William Quinton's here. What's up? For $400, you can get a fully inked interior page by You know what? You drop your links. Alexia, she's an awesome artist and she's a really nice person. Um, you're welcome to drop her links here, William, and promote her. Go right ahead. And that's the thing. These guys, they don't need the money anymore that are $300 for or $400 for what looks like my 12-year-old, my 10-year-old can draw. That took them 10 seconds. They don't need the money. But that young artist that's, like Zach Rodriguez, that, who's trying to make his way as an artist and live his dream, who has a family, not only are you helping him live that dream, but you're helping him teach his kids that they too can live their dream if they put the work in.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's just positive vibes and energy. You walk away with amazing art. Can you turn around and sell it on eBay for 5 times its worth? No, because he
Maybe
doesn't
not
have the
yet.
name. But that's the other thing. You never know who's going to blow up.
That's true.
Right? Hindsight can be a bitch.
Very true.
I say that about tragedy all the time. I'm like, trust me, this book is going to make it someday, and you're going to wish you jumped on board, because there's going to be books that you'll never see again. That first printing was a low printing, 1,200.
Mm-hmm.
That was it. And Will Spatasio covers, Sean Chen. I mean, they're big names.
Yep.
If I blow up, those books are going to be huge. And that was before the remastered. Yeah, William, you know me anytime, man. Go ahead and drop her links or your links. Promote Sinopa. William Quinton is a self-publisher as well, and he publishes a series of books, and he's doing quite well for himself. Go ahead and yeah, anything you want, Will. Her Instagram or Facebook, whatever we can go to see her art, and you're welcome to drop your publishing links and your books. It's fine. I never have an issue with anybody dropping their links and promoting themselves here. We're a community. We better start taking care of each other. There's a lot of great content that we're missing because we just don't see it, or because we don't trust it, because, well, you're not a big name. We will continue to read garbage from big names that used to be good because they gained our trust, but they're no longer what they were. But God forbid you just forego a Happy Meal just one damn week and pick up an indie book and give it a shot. Because what's the worst that happens? You're out the $10. I mean, you haven't pissed away $10 on more.
Mm-hmm.
Hey Ryan, what's going on? Drop links to your show, Ryan. I mean, seriously. Look, this weekend I was at Vegas. And you don't know what you're going into in a show. There are some shows that are winners, and there are some that just, they deflate the hell out of you. You're sitting there and you're trying to talk to people to get them in, and they're just rude to you, like, yeah, whatever, I don't care. Or like, yeah, I'm good, thanks. You know what I mean? And they're just kind of rude. And I'm not pushy. I'm not a used car salesman. I just say, hey, how you doing? This is my new book. Are you interested in hearing the pitch? That's it. I'm not pushy. And sometimes you walk away from a con feeling like, why am I doing this? This is hard. This is people aren't taking me seriously. I'm treated like garbage by these people, So
Yeah.
To Len's point, I'm going to touch on your point, Rob, in a minute. It takes that one good interaction at the beginning of a show to set the tone for the show and your salesmanship. And I was blessed with that. I was lucky. One of the first few people came up to me and they're like, yeah, I'll listen to the pitch. I gave them the pitch, and they said, that sounds interesting, and these covers are beautiful. And Tyler Kirkham was at the show, and I had my Tyler Kirkham covers. They bought all 3 issues, which I gave a discount price. If you were at the show, I discounted all 3, $5 off. It was $30 for the 3, $30. It's $10 per, but $25 for the 3. They picked it up, and it set a good tone in my mind that I can do this. And so my positivity helped. And you know what? I sold a ton of books. In the first 2 days, I sold 67 out of 80 books that I brought.
Beautiful.
And here's the best part. Now, I'm going to use this one guy as an example because he stood out the most, but 8 people came out of their way to come to me the following day and say, we read them. Man, this book is good. We really like this. How can we follow and continue with more? And I directed them to the Kickstarter. And they were invested. They were talking to me for 10 minutes about the characters, about the story, and where they think it's going to go. And they love my cliffhangers. And you know what that does for a person's soul?
Yeah. Yeah,
So
definitely.
this guy Ray, he came up and he was like, I was reluctant at first, and um, I wasn't. I was reluctant at first, but you sold me with the pitch, so I took a shot on it. I figured the 3 books, I wasted money on more. I was like, great. He runs back to me the next day. I mean, he came up with like a passion and an exuberance that you would think he wrote the book. He was like, dude, Breath of the Dragon is my favorite character. I can really relate to what he was going through, and how you flesh out characters and the action, and that every character matters, and just the stuff you pointed out. And there's some humor in there, and man, it was just intense. And like you really, he goes, I read the first issue, and I was like, now I got to read the second. And then I read the second, and after what you did, I was like, you son of a bitch, because I do something in the writing in the second book that is teasing you. You don't know what happens at the end of there's a major issue. Something happens at the end of the first book, and you don't know in the second book what happens. And I do it on purpose. So he goes, that made me. I was tired. He goes, but now I got to read book 3. Damn it! So he read book 3. He's like, the way this is unfolding, where it's going, the parallel story you're telling between Breath of the Dragon and Tragedy, and it just the characterization, it's so real, and the dialogue, and he was just going on, and he was like really into it, and it just uplifts your spirit as an indie creator that maybe I'm doing something right.
Mm-hmm.
And for 8 people to do that, now is 8 people a lot in the scheme of things? No, but for me it is. You know, they didn't have to come back and tell me that, and to stay and talk. And it's just Peter David read it, and Peter David would rip it up if it needed to be ripped up, and he told me no. He had 2 minor critiques, and his one critique was that he felt I wasn't subtle enough in one plot point. But this is a man that figured out Sixth Sense in the first 5 minutes of the movie.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people didn't pick up on the plot point. And his second critique was he said I used the line too many times in it called Force of Nature, but that was a hint at something. That's why. It was a hint at something. And when I told him that, he said, oh, okay, nothing wrong with that then. So I asked him, I said, did I embarrass myself? He goes, no, not at all. You wrote better than many. I was like, and you liked it? He goes, yeah, I like the story, and it'll be interesting to see where it goes. Peter David would rip it up. Trust me. He'd be brutally honest with you. Chuck Dixon would too, and he said it's written well. Howard Mackey said it was written well. I mean, if these DC Marvel editors and writers are telling you it's written well, why aren't you taking a chance on it?
True.
Sorry. I went off on a tragedy thing. I apologize.
No worries.
All right, so a couple things. Okay, Rob had said, let's see. It's an interesting world out there as an artist. I can't tell you the amount of times big names tell me my prices are too low for my skill level. And on the flip side, customers tell me why prices are very affordable, but more times than not, they're going to want to spend their money on Mark Bagley and Adam Hughes first, and honestly, I can't blame them for it. I'd rather eat Cinnamon Toast Crunch over Kroger Cinnamon Squares. But like you said, new blood needs to be introduced to cut off to mainstream. Now, here's the thing about that, Rob, and please trust me when I tell you this. All the big names are telling you your prices are too low. It's easy for them to say because people will spend $400 on the crappiest head sketch for them. Okay? So it's easy for them to say that. You'll outprice yourself. Until you have that resume, don't outprice yourself. People who tell you you're keeping your prices too low are worried that people are going to go to you instead of them.
True.
That they're going to realize they're spending too much on them. That's like the kid who studies and the kid who doesn't. And the kid who doesn't is telling you, dude, you're making us look bad. Stop studying.
Mm-hmm.
Be careful of that, Rob, because being repped by who you're repped with, you are sitting with some big names. You know? And they're going to tell you that stuff. But at the end of the day, the artist can think he's worth whatever. It's the buyer who decides what you're worth. It's the buyer. You may think, oh, I spent 12 hours on this. No buyer gives a shit how long it took you to do a painting. You are not an hourly employee. That's the facts. They care about what's in front of them. Does it look good for my money or does it not? They don't care about your years of training or your supplies or any of that. Should they? I don't know, but they don't. when you buy a VCR, did you care how many hours in a sweatshop was put into putting that thing together? No, you don't. It's, does it do what I want it to do? Is it what I'm looking for? And is it at the price that I feel it's worth? That's it. Consumers don't care about any of that other stuff, nor should they really. Right in front of me, what I see, is that what I want or not? And is it at the price point that I want it to be or not? And that's it. And artists don't realize this a lot of times, and they outprice themselves, and then they're on Facebook going, how come I don't get any work? My guys are lower than they probably could be, but you know what? They're selling. They're selling because the economy's shit right now, and people want good art for affordable prices. Period. No art is wasted because they're still developing their skills and growing. It's still art you can sell at any time if it doesn't sell now. And it's still warming them up, and it's still putting them out there. Artists are the one industry where you don't have to pay for marketing, because what you actually do is your own marketing. You draw a nice looking Silver Surfer or Snow Serpent, all you have to do is post it. And if people like it, they'll buy it. If they have the money for it, if it's at the right price point, they buy it. You're your own marketing, your own billboard. That's a beautiful thing, you know?
Yep.
But when an artist thinks that, well, I should charge this, that's up to the customer, not you. You know, they'll find out. Those artists will find out pretty soon. I've had artists come to me and they want, you know, and they're not a name, they don't bring any notoriety, and they want to charge me $1,500 for a cover. No disrespect, but I'm not spending $1,500 on that artist because I don't get much of an investment, return on that investment as a businessman. I may like the art, but it's not worth $1,500 to me. Meanwhile, I'm friends with a lot of big names that would give me for less than that, and I get their following. You know? And I know that's a shitty thing to say, but I'm sorry. You outpriced yourself at $1,500 if you're not a well-known name. You did. Yeah. That's just facts. You know, I'm sorry. It's just facts. We have to live in reality, not fantasy. We can draw fantasy, but we have to live in reality. Money comes later. But you have to build something. You have to build your name. You have to build your reputation. You have to build your resume and your portfolio. And when you do, then the money comes. John Romita Jr. wasn't able to charge what he's charging now in the beginning. Well, maybe he was because he's in a family of artists, but you know what I mean. You know, you have to start somewhere. That's not to say undersell yourself,
right?
But you have to be realistic of where you are. That's just my opinion and I'm a low level rep. I'm not on Spencer's level by any means. I'm nowhere near Spencer's level. I'm a low level, no name rep. And I'm fine with that because I'm going to make these guys big someday. I have some big name friends that I could have repped and it could have helped me, but it's not about helping me. It's not about my reputation as a rep per se. It's about what I do for the artists. It's about helping them be big. And I'd rather take some hungry artists that really give a damn about what they're doing and are still passionate and help make their lives better if I can, than just ride the coattails of somebody who's already big. I wasn't interested in that. I'm good with the grind. I'll earn my place. Sean, thanks for coming out, Sean. Hope all is well. I prefer to support the little guy who gives us, the readers, what we want rather than the big guy who only gives what they want. You know, and sadly, there's a big thing that's going on right now where artists will tell you, I'd rather sell this one piece for $1,500 and only have to draw once than draw a bunch of pieces. At some point, I think artists lose the love for drawing.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a sad thing. I feel for those people. I mean, if you can get that one piece for $1,200, $1,300, you only did 3 pieces a weekend, you're happy. Okay, good for you. No judgment here. But if you're still passionate and you love art, you want to draw. Well, Ricardo draws incessantly all the time. He's always drawing 12 hours a day because he wants to.
Yep.
I mean, Kenny, my God, Kenny's got 3 sketch covers on my campaign. He's working on an 11 by 17 for me right now. He's got 2 covers on the campaign. Kenny's drawing like a mofo. Yep. Rod draws like a mofo. All the guys I work for are hungry as hell. Ryan was very kind. He's talking about previous guests. He mentioned me, but he's had Rob Multari, Brian Rodman, and more. And I have to tell you about Ryan's show, and I quote, "It was fun because he asked you questions that I never get asked before, and they were like outside the box questions. You don't hear them, and it was kind of cool. And he doesn't warn you ahead of time, so you're on the spot. But it's a fun show. You should check it out."
What did he ask you? Like what was one of the questions that he asked you that was like uncommon for you to be asked?
Honestly, I don't remember, but it was just like preference questions and things like that. But it wasn't necessarily comic related either. It was getting to know me. It's pretty cool. Look at that Wonder Woman.
That is cool.
Look at that Wonder Woman.
Nice.
Yeah, about that drawing as well. I have a lot of pencils work here. Some inks I already sent you.
Yes.
But I don't know if I should send you these ones to sell as well.
Well, I have a question for
a lot
you.
Of here.
Do you like them sitting in your office?
A little bit.
Happy to look at them every day?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
Then don't get rid of them. Don't get rid of them until you're happy getting rid of them. If you still love looking at them, you keep them. When you're happy, when you're like, yeah, I don't need to look at it anymore, that's when you give them to me and I sell
them. I was thinking about inking these pieces.
Honestly, some people love traditional pencils. What you might want to do is do what you're doing tonight. Light box the pencils, ink it, and you can sell them as a set or sell them individually.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Because
I get them once in a while.
This one's I like it. This one very much. This is Smallville.
Yeah, very cool.
And
that one I don't have.
Unfortunately, I have done this in 2009, and the paper is a really thin paper, really bad quality paper. So
we sell it cheaper.
Yeah. Okay.
Or, I mean, you can. Well, if you light box it, you'd have to sell it cheaper too, anyway. But yeah, sell it cheaper, then we'll let everybody know if I have it in person, they can make a decision for themselves. Yeah, there's a lot of beautiful work. By the way, I want everybody to know, Rod is a really, really, really good sequential artist. So if you're looking for, I mean, they all are, but if you're looking for a sequential artist that will ink their pages as well, Rod is your man. Just reach out to me. And I have a letterer, and he's dirt cheap. He's he's like a third of what letterers are charging out there, and he letters my book. So if you like the way my book's lettered, you got it. Yeah, look at that Nova, nice, awesome. Hang on, let me see if I can get you. Sorry about the sideways, but he's a great artist, but not a great cameraman.
Yeah,
there you go. Rotate it clockwise. There you go. Look at the rendering on that.
Oh my God, I can't.
You're good. Just pull it back a little. It's too close. Pull it back.
I can try.
There you go. There, perfect. Nice piece.
Yeah, I have a bunch of this. So I was thinking about sending them to you, but there are some of them I need to fix because I think they are crappy.
When you're ready, you send them to me, buddy.
Yeah, I love this one.
Oh, Rod.
Yeah.
My gift to you, Rod. Hang on. Look at the camera. Oh, that Spock looks awesome. But look at the camera, Rod. This is for you, bud.
Oh my God, this is a big one.
I'm gonna send it to you. Yeah, look at my hand compared to it. It's big.
Yeah, it's much bigger than the usual figures, right?
6-inch figure, and the croc is probably like 8 to 10 inches.
Oh my God!
And articulated. Look at that. That's yours. I found it at a good price, and I'm going to send it to you.
Thank you. I think it would cost me a fortune to buy it from here.
Yeah, no, I told you I was going to do it. I'm a man of my word. It may take a little while, but I told you I was going to do it. It comes with his whip and the collar and the chain. Comes with his hook. Comes with his guns, his Bowie knife, and 2 small alligators.
Nice.
I told you, dude. I was hunting for it. I just had to find the right price. That's the other thing. We're a family here at Legendary Illustrations, man. It's not just a business. We're here to support each other and work with each other and build each other up and help each other. You know, we care about each other. If someday we get to a show together, we're gonna break bread. You know.
Oh yeah.
Let me get both of you back up there. All right, let me move you over to show some of the pieces. There's your the Croc Master.
Yeah, I need to send you this one as well.
Yeah, that's a nice piece. Move it over and show the gator. There you go. Yeah, turn it clockwise. There you go. Lift it up. Can you lift it, move it up? Yeah, there's the gator. There you go. See? How cool is that? If you're a G.I. Joe fan. By the way, Greg said it's not working if you enjoy it, and when you stop enjoying it, when he stops enjoying singing, it's over. I agree with you. Beautiful piece. That's for sale, guys. These are all for sale. DM me if you're interested.
Yeah, I need to send you them all again. Because I think you have a lot of them already, right?
Yeah, but I also sold a bunch.
Yeah.
I can use replenish. Look, you can never send me enough art to replenish. If I have 2 portfolio books, that just means more options for people to buy. You can never send me enough art, guys, and I'll sell it, and I'll need replenishing. Nice Hawkman. And let's see what Kenny's doing. How that surfer's coming along. Sweet.
All right, so let's finish this.
So, and don't get me wrong with my and I don't mean to be preaching. I'm not saying, oh, we're so great and everybody else is so bad. I'm not saying that their business model sucks. They're doing wonderful. They're successful. They're on levels that I'm not at. I'm not attacking or knocking anybody. I'm just saying that be careful of where you're getting advice from and what the advice is, because it's not always the right advice. It's not always the best advice, and it's not always advice that's meant for you. Lovely work, gentlemen. Inspiring. That's what Zach said. Zach, when are you going to start drawing along with us, bud?
Word.
You really should start drawing along with us, and we'll show it at the end of the show, or post it, or do like Gerald does. He'll make the post. He gets a lot of attention, and he tags us so you get the people that follow us too.
Yeah.
Like, are you drawing too right now? Awesome. Tag us, show the piece afterwards, and tag us like Gerald does, because then you get to the people that are on my friends list. It's about getting it out there. Baby Grogu. Oh, cool. Rob, thanks for hanging out, man. Rob, everybody should check out Rob's work. He's a really, really talented artist, and he does it all, coloring as well. He had to be sold when I saw him doing an Invincible cover, and he's going to do a cover for Tragedy 5. So go check his work out. Go check him out. Really cool guy and a really, really talented artist. Have a good night, Rob. Drop your link one more time if you want. Silver Surfer looks nice, man. I like what you're doing with the background too.
Thank you. I didn't want to leave it like plain. I felt like, although we got a lot of focus on Surfer and the metal.
Dude, why don't you throw in the background Mogo just for fun? It's cool. I really think that would make it. People would love that. He's leaving because he just found Mogo and he's going to tell Galactus. Mogo is an easy draw, man.
Oh yeah, I mean I could
pick up the reference. I think you should put him in the back left corner, actually.
Back left, like
like right there. So he's got his own space. Check that out, everybody. Rob, and I'm gonna put it up on the screen. There's his Instagram at Rob Retiano. Is it Retiano or Retiano? I'm sorry. And his Facebook is Rob Retiano Art. Go check him out. You won't be disappointed. I mean, it's your piece. You do what you want. I was just suggesting because I think it'd be kind of cool. like a little Easter egg, even if you made him small in the background, you know? Maybe you put both Ego and Mogo like somewhere small in the background or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Some cool like crossover. I think it would make people really look at it and go, "Oh wow, that's different. That's cool."
A little crossover. Okay. Yeah, I could do that. That should be simple.
I don't know. What do you guys in the audience think? Should he add the Green Lantern Planet Mogo
You know what?
and
Yeah. If they say go for it, I'll throw it in there right now.
or Ego the Living Planet or something cool like that? What do you guys think? Little Easter egg. There's a delay, so we'll give him a minute.
No worries. I still got to drop in some shadows on these asteroids.
Hey, Kitty, are you drawing Galactus as well?
Nah, I feel like Galactus would overpower the Surfer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Power the image. Greg Johnston says sure. That's not like convincing. Chauncey Blakey said Ego or Galactus.
I need a little more chutzpah. I need some chutzpah. I need more energy.
Like hell yeah, you should draw that, right?
Yeah. Give me a hell yeah.
I just, my thought is that when people see that you did that mashup in a clever way and they see Mogo in the back, I'm like, oh shit, that's so cool. DC Marvel crossover. Yuri's here. What's up, Yuri? Long time no speak. He said, great work. Yuri has his own series of books that are awesome. Very different story, too. I had the pleasure of reading them. I liked them a lot. Jim O'Reilly's here. Beautiful work.
Thank you.
How you doing, Jim? How's life in Arizona?
Who do you think would win? A Silver Surfer or Green Lantern?
Oh, Silver Surfer.
Yeah. Easy one, right?
That's an easy one.
Yeah.
There's not too many people that could go up against the Surfer.
Yeah. That's true.
Zach Rodriguez, Dominic Pace, aka Gecko from The Mandalorian, will be in town at our LCS tomorrow for book signing event. So I'll be there with a table of some original artwork and buttons available. Very cool. Trying to finish this Grogu piece for the event. Always fun to draw along with friends. Thanks for doing this, guys. Zach, let us know what that store appearance is, though. So if anybody is local, they'll go. We don't know who's watching. Drop that store appearance. Let them know what times you'll be there and what the store name is.
Very true.
Hey, Chauncey. Wow, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Chauncey said, Phil, thanks for the work you do. Been following since your Will Chess interview last year. Wow, thank you very much, man. I appreciate that. Thanks for coming out and hanging with us. You know, it's always great to meet new people and talk to people. So absolutely never be a stranger. Feel free to say hi anytime you want. DJ's Collectible Shop tomorrow in California. Where in California, Zach? Yeah, Chauncey, thanks for coming out and saying hi. We appreciate it. By the way, I don't check my campaign anymore because I get depressed. Let me see what is that. Well, it's just hard because we had growth. You know, we went up to 13 grand, and now I'm not even going to meet my first one. So 7 days to go, $6,526 with 161 backers. Hey, Aaron Sarge is here. What's going on, buddy? Thanks for letting me know it's you. Appreciate your support. Hanford, California, DJ's Collectible Shop is going to have Dominic Pace, a.k.a. Gecko from The Mandalorian, and Zach Rodriguez, amazing artist. Go check it out. Cowtown. Very cool. That's one thing I noticed about artists. They are the worst marketers.
All right. Let's get Mogo in here. All right. It's pretty simple.
That's funny. Anytime I work with someone new, you know, they guard it and they're worried because I get it. People are scumbags sometimes. And he was like, you know, he's coloring 2 pieces. Like, if you don't mind, I'd like payment for the first piece. I'm like, yeah, of course, no problem. I planned on doing it anyway. And then they act surprised when you're so agreeable. I'm like, man, what did you deal with? I mean, that's how it should be, right? You do the work, you get paid.
Absolutely, dude. This industry, I was telling one of my students today, man, this is a really cutthroat industry.
It really is. You'd think people forgot what they were reading.
Yeah.
You know? I mean, comics got me through a really, really shitty childhood.
Same.
And they helped teach me right from wrong. You know?
Yeah. So I'm gonna throw Mogo right there.
Cool. I mean, if you don't want to, it's your piece, man.
No, dude. No, I think it's a cool idea.
You know, at the end of the day, guys, if you work with artists and you're a writer or whatever, my recommendation is if you have a specific vision, you of course have to, you know, you want to see that through, but also try to mix it with giving artists freedom. You get your best work from them if you don't micromanage them. You know,
That's true.
Professional artists will read your script. They'll know when you write when you want that specific camera angle or whatever the case may be, or convey a certain emotion. But you have to give them some freedom with panel layout and everything, etc. Because we're writers. They're the sequential storytellers. You have to trust your artist to be able to put your vision on paper and that they're skilled enough at their profession. You know, that's why you hire them, right? Not just because their art looks pretty, but because you trust them to help your vision come to life.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, that respect has to go both ways. Artists should always respect the writer's vision, and writers should always respect the artist's creativity. Allow them to have moments of spontaneity. Don't stranglehold them. Charles W. Morgan's here. What's going on? I am launching Charles W. Morgan's Kickstarter this Tuesday. Is it this Tuesday? It's this Tuesday. It is Cold Cutter. Kenny Calderon has a cover on it. Rob Powers has a lot to do with the trade dressing and some colors and everything. He's got the great Joseph Rubinstein inking one of his covers. And Charles has a really good crime noir book, Cold Cutter. It's coming Tuesday. I did a Kickstarter page. It's going to be a blast. Come check it out. Drop the link right now so they can click on it and be notified. And we've got Hugh Hefner in the house, people.
Boom.
Rod Hugh Hefner. Look at him. Nice robe.
That's
Look at that. Look at that snow serpent. Any G.I. Joe fans out there? You like Cobra? That is available. 11 by 17. Well, it's Brazil. It might be like 11.5 by 16.5 for crying out loud. So that's available. Reach out to me if you would like that piece. We will discuss pricing and shipping. And what we'll do is we try not to make you pay for the shipping from Brazil. So we send it in a package with a bunch of other art he's going to send to me. So you just pay for shipping from me because we care. We really do. We don't want you spending any money you don't have to spend. Yes, Kickstarter. Now put the link in, silly, so that they can click it so they can be notified of the launch. Silly man. I'm going to drop that trailer in tonight, Charles, and then the graphics will be done by the weekend, but we'll be ready to rock on Tuesday. I'm also launching on Tuesday John Dexter's Alpha Dogs, which is a good book. I really like this book. So I'll be launching 2 Kickstarters on my show on Tuesday. Give these guys love and support, please. I know Kickstarters are not doing as well lately. It's a tough time with the economy. PDFs even, just PDFs, something, you know, support. Forego that one cup of coffee or that one happy meal or something, just this 1 week, and make a big difference in 2 people's lives, please. And if you're really feeling frisky, Tragedy's still going to be live too.
Oh yeah.
Robert Powers is doing my book, The Dynamics, and he showed me some interiors. It just looks so good. Oh yeah, so much like energy in his panels and action. Very good, awesome, dude. I just want to be a full-time publisher, publishing a bunch of books. That's all I want to do. You know that book Withered I told you about? I wrote 4 issues in my travels to and from Vegas. 5 issues are done.
Wow.
I don't play.
Apparently not.
And it's coming along nicely, man. I'm excited about it. Will Pladen is going to be the interior artist. I have 4 other titles coming, and once I get the money, and Rod Ramos is going to be the interior artist on one of them. We've got manga Tragedy, which is going to be illustrated by Kenny Calderon.
Yes, sir. That's going to be insane. I got some fun stuff to update you on, Phil.
Yeah, well, Phil use fun right now. He can use a lot of fun and positivity, so you please do.
Okay.
Oh my God, I didn't even know she was his husband. Wow. Hawkman, you gonna work on that next?
Yeah.
Rodimus Prime, a machine.
Yeah, I bought,
man. Go ahead.
I bought a book from Brian Hitch that he drew Hawkman. So I got inspired and
Cool. Look at that Spock. That's so good. My God, realism. And that's the thing, man. These artists that I represent are just good, genuine people. You know, you're supporting good people and talented artists, and that's the best thing. Because isn't it a shame when you meet an artist that you love their work, and in real life they're kind of an arrogant dick?
yeah, that's
Yeah.
I just followed a very famous artist on Instagram because man, I can't see his posts anymore.
Wow, beautiful. Well, you know, if you want to win Rod's heart, he likes it thick.
Hello.
Hello. Oh, sure, that's Lee. It's fantastic.
Thick and bushy.
Jimmy's calling me. I can't pick up right now.
Let's get some fine lines in here. Keeper of the Allspark. Rodimus Prime.
Have you guys followed the Smallville series?
No, I haven't watched
I watched
Smallville in a really long time, but I follow it.
Yeah, I
Well,
thought it was a very fun series.
For like over a decade.
Yeah.
I thought it was a very fun.
It was fun.
I liked it up until they killed his dad.
Yeah. It was fun. I dug it for what it was. I'm not gonna lie though. I think they kind of like were blue balling the audience for the Superman reveal finally at the end of the last season for like a whole 2 seconds.
I agree. But
Yeah.
I had a feeling they weren't gonna. Yeah, I have the inked version of that Wolverine, guys. I had a
Yeah,
feeling
I think
that
you sold this one, didn't you?
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, I
so
sold the
it's
inked
sold.
version.
It doesn't have
Was it
anymore.
you, Greg, who picked it up? What do you got? Wasn't much of a soup guy. There you go. Yeah, I have that Iron Man inked.
So, Rod, what's new? What's going on with you?
Whoa. Yeah. Well, I believe now I can breathe. I have gone through a very rough period.
Sorry to
I
hear
was
that.
talking to Phil about it, and I wasn't really well enough to talk about it. But right now, I think I can breathe. Everything's past. And since you asked, when I went to Florianopolis last week to travel, it was because it was my mother's last session of chemo.
Oh, no.
And it was we found out about this in the beginning of the year, and I was really scared, and so I needed to go there, give her a little bit of support,
Sure.
and thank God it's over now.
Oh,
Thank God.
fantastic. Fantastic.
Man,
She in remission?
we have seen movies, right, about this cancer thing, but when you go through it yourself,
Yeah.
oh, it's scary.
Absolutely,
Scary.
dude.
Is she in remission?
The chemo ended, so she went to make a series of exams now, but what the doctor said right now is that she needs to just take a pill from now on.
Oh, okay.
So I mean, the worst is over. You know,
Good.
that fear of losing her was. I mean, I don't think no one can be prepared for something like that.
Nope.
But I needed to think about it. You know,
Yeah.
that's a possibility. You can lose. I could lose her.
Yeah.
And that was very scary.
How old is your
But
mom?
sorry,
How old is your mom?
she's going to be around 70 now.
Oh, wow.
She's not that old, but she's not.
Cancer has no discrimination in it.
Very true.
Yeah.
Greg said prayers of her healing for her.
Thanks
Aaron saw
very
it,
much,
raised her
man.
heart. Yeah, man, we
And
all pray for her to recover well. And I'm always here if you want to talk, buddy.
yeah, I wasn't really, well enough to talk about this thing, and I didn't want to throw this kind of stuff into someone else's because I think this is very heavy stuff. So
No.
Nah, man, these shoulders are strong enough. If you ever need them, they're here.
Thank you very much. But I mean, I'm just glad that it's over, and now it's just move on with life, and you know, let's move on, and yeah. So yeah, on that note, I would like to ask you guys a very big favor.
What's up?
Take a day off, hug your wife, hug your kids, hug your take them somewhere, someplace nice, spend the day off, and create a good memory of the day. Tell them you love them so much, and have a nice and good day with them. For just take one day off to spend with family and create a really good memory for yourself, and hug them very hard and tell them you love them.
Very good advice.
Len says the community sends our love and support to you and your mom and family.
Thank
And
you.
Aaron Sarge said he can relate. His mother had bladder cancer in 2014, and she beat it in another bout during the pandemic, and now she's cancer free, thank God. And she's 72. Good. Thank God for that. Yeah, as you get older, you realize the greatest commodity is not the dollar, it's not fame, it's not a house, it's not possessions, it's time. It's something you don't get back, whether it's with the people you love or with your own life. You don't get it back. You can hustle and make as much. You can hustle to make the money you need. No matter what hustle you give, you are not getting time back.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So now, let's celebrate. Let's draw some more.
Yes. Yeah. I am loving your Hugh Hefner robe look today, man. You were just like pimping it right here on live. Look at you. Pimping it live.
So let me show you a few more of what I have now. I think you have this one, the inks.
I have the inks. Yeah, is that Prisma pencil or what are you coloring that with?
No, I just draw with blue pencils, and then I come in with the dark plain pencils to make it more visible.
Yeah, the Avengers piece, very cool. One of the Avengers pieces.
Yeah, I have the old versions too. Look at the old one.
Nice.
This
Charles
was
says, nice work, Kenny.
Say again?
Charles said, nice work, Kenny.
Oh, thanks, Chuck.
Yeah, they look great. Listen, guys, these are for sale. Everything we're showing here is for sale. Rod needs some... Rod needs some Steph and Kerry babes around him. That is hilarious. Wow, nice. Yeah, I have the inked piece of that for sale. But it might not be for long once I give him to Clan McDonald.
True.
Yeah, that piece sold to Robert Gentarelli. Hanging up in his man cave.
That's awesome.
Again, dude, I don't mean this rudely, but I wish I knew you had the pencils because you could sell them as a set with the inks.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
I know, because, you guys. This is why you hired me.
I don't like to ink over the pencils because
and a lot of people like to have both versions, and they'll at a good price they'll buy the set.
Yeah, that's good to know. When I ink over the pencils, the paper got all dirty and
yeah,
Yeah,
I get it. I love that Snake Eyes. I'm surprised I haven't sold it yet, to be honest with you. The ink is just gorgeous. I want to buy it myself. He's another one I want to do against Tragedy on a cover.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, Rod can do Snake Eyes versus Tragedy on a sketch cover.
Boom.
Sure. Oh, yeah. I'd love to.
Black Bolt, Bumblebee, and Snake Eyes.
The silent crew.
Oh, that's what that was. I didn't even put the connection together. I'm like, why did he pick Black Bolt? But now I get it.
That makes sense.
Speak slow to me and I'll get it. Greg said he loves Black Panther pencils. The pencils are for sale and the inks are for sale too. Yeah, that Wonder Woman is one of my favorites from you. I like that a lot.
Yeah, for some reason, I think these pencils are better than the inks.
That's a nice piece. I like the way you drew her. You didn't sexualize her. You made her just strong and beautiful.
Yeah, actually, I don't get much why people draw girls like,
Well, because it's an easy way to make money.
Yeah, I know
For some reason, there are grown people that like cartoon titties.
They like them thick.
Yeah, they like them thick.
By
the way, while we're talking about Rodimus Prime, coming soon to Kickstarter after Tragedy 4 will be the sketchbooks for Legendary Illustrations.
Bam.
So you will get a lot of these pieces in the sketchbook.
Oh, yeah.
And they will be priced nicely.
Yeah, is it coming on October?
I'm looking at maybe mid-October because I have to get done with this tragic Kickstarter first. Look at that back row. Beautiful. Look, guys. You want an art book? We've got Rodimus. You can see some nice sequentials too, and it's got sequentials in the back. So that's Rodimus. Here's thank you, Kenny Calderon. So
you wanted the art books, we got the art book.
So let's show you Doctor Strange in color and inks. This was sold to Randy Funk, and it was done here on this show.
Yes, sir.
Oh, look at that. That's pretty cool. With the thing. Very nice.
That is nice.
It's very nice. Very, very nice. All right, hang on. I'm trying to show like the real highlights here. This is one of my favorite pieces from you, Kenny. That Riddler.
The Riddler.
It's one of my favorite pieces from you.
Cool.
So these art books are going to be available. What's that?
I think I'm going to do a series of just rogues, like
cool,
like deep cut rogues.
Okay.
Sort of like how Will is doing the portrait series.
Yeah. Very nice.
I think I'm gonna do because I haven't done a set in a really long time.
Look for that the Luke Cage and everything you did. Here's a Venom. Where is that? You know what? There's so many pages in Kenny's book, I can't find what I'm looking for. Invincible.
Try to give the people a nice variety.
You see how I do that, though? You see why you hired me?
Yes.
I'll take anything and turn it into a good marketing.
Oh, yeah, that Green Arrow is awesome, man.
Uh-oh, kitten alert. Uh-oh, bear alert. Mm-hmm. Oh, love you. Squeezy, squeezes. Give me noses. Give me noses. Give me noses every night. Let's go. Stop. You were just on camera. Want to say hello to Kenny and Rod and everybody out there? Yeah. My headphones don't reach that far. Squeeze, squeezes. Squeeze, squeezes. Sleep well, sweet dreams. God bless. Say goodnight to Kenny and Rod and everybody.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Say goodnight to you, Hefner. We got Ricardo Silva. Death comes for us all. And Ricardo, you know, that surprises me, Rod. You're from Brazil. You're supposed to draw women with big boobies. Oh, well.
Because he likes them thick in real life.
I don't know.
No, I like that. I actually like that you don't. I'm just kidding. But look at Ricardo Silva art.
Ed Benes has a story about this. When he was drawing Wonder Woman, and the writer and the editor asked him to make smaller bubbles about 3 to 4 times until he draw it right.
Oh, shit. Remember that Dungeons and Dragons cartoon? Bam!
Bam.
Huntress. These are just some tidbits of these sketchbooks, and they're thick and they're good. Damn, we have some good art books. Well played. Did you want one of those paintings but couldn't afford it? Well, now you can get so many of them in his art book. Look at that. We got Star Trek on the other side. Look at that. Hulk. If you don't buy this book, Hulk smash! I'm so tired. I don't know where I get this. Charles said goodnight to you guys, Bear and Kitten. You like Star Wars? Greedo and Dengar. Sweet. I think I still have the Dengar. Storm and the Shadow Nose. This is the stuff you get in these art books, guys. Oh my. Look at that Phoenix. Look at the Batman and the Daredevil. Sweet candy nuts. I just sold those. The last live show. Look at that Hulk. We almost had Rally buy it.
It's a nice Hulk.
Oh, yeah. Color that up. You like Masters of the Universe? That's the best Triclops I've ever seen. Hell yeah. And Luke as a pilot. This is the artwork you get in his book, and it's not expensive. Look at that Ghost Rider. And Silver Surfer. There you go.
Very nice.
Yeah, Rod's multi-character pieces are insane, man. Hey, do you like Frankenstein's monster? Come on,
Just in
Monster
time
Mash.
for Halloween.
A Monster Mash. It's a graveyard smash. Evil Knievel. He even threw an Evil Knievel. You like Captain America, Black Adam. Venom and Carnage. Hell yeah, boy. Dr. Fate on the back. Look at that. Thick book. I don't have Bill Lutz with me because he gave me the files after I printed these. You like mashups? You like video game art and stuff? Look at this Nightcrawler Ghost Rider mashup. Def Shogun, Rob Powers. These are coming for you soon. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and Mortal Kombat.
Nice.
Don't you hate when you get food stuck in your teeth and you can't get it out? Oh, I just got it. Oh, sorry, that was gross. Anyway, Bane and Goro. Dude, he's got some cool stuff, man. Look at Batman Who Laughs and Shredder with the turtles as his slave Robins. That's so cool.
Interesting.
Yeah, he does some cool mashups, man. You know how it all started, and he didn't put it in the book? I'm like, you bastard. I recommended to him to do his mashup. I said, take a Jedi, take a Sith from Star Wars and mash it up with a Marvel villain. So he made a Sith out of Omega Red.
Nice.
And he didn't even put it in the book. I remind me to yell at him for that. This is one of my favorites. It's the Joker, the Mask, and Deadpool mixed together.
That's scary.
That's
very cool. Raiden and Venom. So again, another amazing art book. Batman Spawn. This is probably my favorite. The Ghost Rider Wolverine. That one is badass. Look at that.
Oh yeah.
Poison Ivy with Terminator, which was cool. Look at that. So these are the art books you get. Again, they're all like 50 pages, I believe. They're thick with chock full of art, guys. Look at this. Look at that. they're so thick that when you staple them on the bind, they don't go flat. And we have the Bill Lutz one, and we're gonna have other goodies. And we've got Carlos is the only one that's thinner, for whatever reason. But all right. But we got some cool Carlos art. Dark Side, Cyclops, White Queen, Gambit, Rogue, Juggernaut, and Harley Quinn.
A lot of those originals are sold already.
Yeah. Magneto either raising or sinking a ship. The Toad and Magneto. Magneto sold just recently. The Toad is cool. Dazar, what's going on? Thanks for coming on. The Sabretooth just sold and went to Terry. I mailed it out before I left Vegas. Spider-Man running from Doc Ock. Wolverine and Strife. Look at that Strife. Nice, right?
Mm-hmm.
Wolverine. So we got a nice book here from Carlos as well. Again, Wolverine. I think Greg just bought that one.
Yep.
And we have a Thor. So this one's a little thinner, but it's still probably about 30 pages. And we're going to have them to sell. You can pledge individually on them, or you can get the full run of books. And yeah, that's going to Kickstarter probably mid-October, right after, a little after my birthday. And if you really want to do something kind of for my birthday, pledge on that Kickstarter and get these guys some money. All right, and some love. Give them some love. They deserve it. I mean, look at Hugh Hefner sitting there without babes on his arms. I like them thick.
He needs the bunny girls in a martini.
Thick and juicy. Where's Steph Wilson when you need him? We're going to wrap this up shortly. I'm just hanging out long enough for Kenny. Gerald, are you done with your piece, buddy?
This is what I'm going to be sending you, Phil.
Sweet. Please do. I will sell. Dude, do it. And then I'll, and if you can do that. And when we go live with Clan McDonald, we'll sell it. We'll sell a lot.
Yeah, I have a few more here, but they are just too old, and
let me see.
To be honest, no, they are not very good, not very well pieces. So I need to redo them. They have anatomy, proportion problems. I can keep selling it.
It's up to you and what you feel, but I mean, I know as an artist, everybody improves, and you may not want to sell older stuff because it doesn't reflect your skill level at this point. But maybe you just sell them really dirt cheap.
Yeah, that's one idea. I mean, this is pencil on a very thin paper. I didn't know any better at that time, and the artwork isn't there yet, I believe. So
it's not bad artwork at all, but it's definitely not where you're at now.
Hopefully not.
I'm in. I fell out. I'm in. You're in for what? The Kickstarter or buying these pieces cheap?
Yeah, I think we could sell this for I don't know, $20.
You name the price, bud. If you want to sell them $20 each, that's up to you.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know.
I just remember you just said that live. You kind of got to stick to it now, there, buddy. Those are conversations we have later. I was trying to keep, not address.
Avoid this. Yeah.
Well, either way, send them to me. Send them to me too, Rod, and we'll talk. Okay? Send them in the package too. Listen, right. Baltimore's coming up, and Baltimore is a big, big show for art. And if you can get them here in time for Baltimore, maybe somebody wants them for 20, 25 bucks. You know, a lot of people don't have money, but if they can still get a nice piece of art for a cheap price, that they're happy. They go home happy. You know, maybe some kid who loves a Fantastic Four, who's 12 years old, is excited because his father could afford that, you know, piece for 20 bucks or whatever. It's a nice thing you do if you do that, right? It's just sitting there anyway.
Okay. And
And I'll let them know
Baltimore
these are older pieces. They're not at where you're at right now, and that's why we're selling them so cheap.
Okay.
Yeah.
Baltimore is in November.
It's the last weekend of October, so you got to mail that stuff out. It's not crap, you know what I mean. You got to mail that stuff out, like tomorrow.
Yeah,
and you got to
because
get dressed, Rod.
And get dressed. Yeah, sure.
Does a live stream in a robe. These guys. Kenny's probably not wearing pants.
I am not. I'm wearing shorts. I'm wearing shorts. It's Miami. I'm wearing shorts.
As long as you're not in boxers. No, actually, I don't care. You can be in boxers. You can do whatever you want.
I'm in Miami. It's all shorts over here.
Yeah, it's cold over here.
That's nice. Look at Greg. I like to buy inexpensive art and give them to friends. That's sweet. You're such a sweet guy, Greg. I want to give you hugs. Squishes. So, you got much more on that piece, my friend?
No, this is just cleaning up some of the glares coming off of Surfer and laying in some shadows on the rock formations that are floating in space, and I'm just going to add some stars, and then we're good.
Now you're going to color this and make this a print too?
Absolutely. Everything that I've done on the live stream series is going to be a print.
Careful, you ask. As a matter of fact, if the campaign for the art books does well, you could just do the live art stream book as your second book.
There you go. That's another option. I've been stockpiling everything.
But if you want the originals, you got to reach us. They're not expensive, guys. You're getting quality work for low prices.
Oh, yeah.
You can even do a cosmic collage one day, like just the faces of like the In-Betweener and the Tribunal and Galactus and the Celestials, and
that'll be fun.
Yeah. Or heralds. Do a bunch of heralds. Fire Lord's my favorite herald.
Same.
Aesthetically, he's just awesome. His character's cool.
Yeah. Yeah. So once I'm done laying in these shadows, just gonna sprinkle some stars, right? These are like the gases in space. So like when I color this, like it's gonna look really, really cool because the gases, I'm gonna play around with some fuchsias and purples and blues, right? Nice. So the planet and the moon here will pop. Mogo will pop against.
Remember, Mogo's got the green in him.
Yeah, he's got a lot of like earthy tones, so it's like blues and greens. And then I'm gonna make that GL band across like his equator sort of like glow.
Nice.
So it's gonna be fun, like playing around with a lot of the light sources in this piece.
Still got that Space Ghost too.
Do I? No.
Randy bought it.
Randy bought that piece.
You got the print.
Yes,
dude,
I do.
Are you gonna have prints of that Space Ghost at Baltimore?
I'm gonna have prints of everything.
Good, because we're gonna want to hit that crowd besides the live, the original art crowd.
Yeah.
We got Legendary Illustrations. I have 2 tables at Baltimore, guys. 2 tables. So come out to Baltimore. You're gonna get some love.
Oh yeah. I haven't been in Baltimore. Well, not for that show, but I haven't been back to Baltimore in a long time.
Yeah, man, it's gonna be fun. That's looking great.
In retrospect, I feel like it may have been a little too ambitious for the live stream.
No, you're good. You're good. Usually we're 2 hours. We're only at an hour and a half. No, we're at 2.5 hours. Okay. Yeah, we're fine. We're at 2 hours technically because we started late.
You're right. You're right.
Greg Johnson, have a great night, man. Thanks for coming out and hanging with us. We appreciate you. I just want to remind you guys, Tuesday, please come out to the live launch for our Alpha Dogs 3, issue 3, and Cold Cutter issue 1.
Boom.
I'm going to be launching both. Show Charles and John some love.
Absolutely.
And show Tragedy some love. Let us finish strong, please.
Above all, show Tragedy some love. I'm
not more important than them. I'm not going to say above all. Whatever you can afford out of the three of
right.
us. If no, I appreciate you saying that, Kenny, but I don't. But what I will tell you is, guys, I know the economy's bad. I understand why this Kickstarter is not going to even reach what it did on the first one. But what I'd ask you is, even the $6 PDF, just read it. Hopefully the people that didn't come back, they're waiting. They'll do book 5, or they're waiting for the compilation. But it's a good story. Damn it.
It is.
By the way, the crossover cover I did, the Do You Poo, with Marat. I finally, the original art's been at my friend's house in Phoenix. I finally got it back. I took it back today, or the other day. So that was that, and it meets up with the Do You Poo cover.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, the Do You Poos do really well. So, and then I got this back, inked from Scott Hanna, cover from book 3.
I remember that one. That one came out really, really nice.
Yeah, look at it in color. Alex Sinclair's colors. This cover is fire. It's fire.
Literally.
That's really cool. Really cool.
The foil of this is insane. It's insane. The foil is just gorgeous. Gerald, are you with us, buddy? I reached out. I called out before. You didn't respond. Are you still with us? Are you still drawing?
I'd like to see what Gerald did.
Yeah, me too. We show at the end of every show, and we're going to be wrapping up. Right? And Peter David. Peter David said it was written well. Regardless of what you think of his politics, he's a great comic writer. So, Rod,
Yeah.
I love the way you rolled up the sleeves on your robe. You are hilarious. You are hilarious. You rolled up the sleeves to look like 2 big donuts.
So I can draw.
You're hilarious.
He's got kimono vibes going on over there.
Yeah, really. But he's comfy.
Yeah. It's
You
cold.
too can visit the Rod Playboy Mansion.
The Brazilian grotto.
Yeah. The Brazilian brothel.
Where everything is thick.
That is going to stay with you forever.
Come on.
Got a Spider-Man cup. Is that cup thick?
What kind of a question is that?
Well, guys, I'm actually gonna go see my wife before she passes out, so we're gonna call
Very
this
important.
one for the night. I guess Gerald left us, but we'll get to see the post later on, hopefully. Hope everything's okay because Gerald usually responds and he's with us, but so hopefully everything's okay. And that's it. Yeah, I'll talk to you more about that after. Just remind me specifically where I'm going and what I'm getting, and I'll pick it up at New York Comic Con for you. All right, guys. So, Len, thanks for coming out. Sarge, Greg's gone already. Chuck, if you're still there. Charles W. Morgan. Daz, thanks everybody for coming and hanging out. We appreciate you for sticking around with us. What is that? There's a big like haze at the bottom of your camera. Is something blocking your camera, Rod?
Yeah, it seems like the phone is falling.
Yes. Show us your snow serpent, bud. These are available. DM me if you're interested. Snow serpent from G.I. Joe. Sweet. Those were good characters. Those were cool figures too. And we have Silver Surfer. Hold them up together. The other way, Kenny. There you go. Silver Surfer with Mogo in the corner.
Yep.
Mogo is going to get it. Galactus is coming. Sweet. Kind of nuts. That's all the heat Rod brings. That's right. Night, guys. I'll pimp more for you, Phil, tomorrow morning. Thank you so much, man. I really appreciate you helping the way you do and supporting. And just for the record, I had just met him, Aaron, not too long ago, and he jumped on the Tragedy 3 campaign. He had never heard of it before. He wasn't there from the start, and he liked the book. So everybody who reads it likes it. Where are you? I doubt I'm going to get like a $4,000 surge before the end of this campaign.
You never know. Stranger things.
Yeah, I don't have that kind of luck. Anyway, Rodimus Prime. Have a good night, my friend. I'm glad things are well with your mom. God bless. We hope that it stays that way. And you have friends here in Legendary. You reach out anytime you want to talk, man. You need to vent. You need to talk. You need to cry. We're here.
Thanks very much, man.
And Kenny, it's always a pleasure, my friend.
Of course.
I appreciate everything you've been doing to contribute to the campaign. And, obviously just working with you guys is awesome.
My pleasure.
Yeah, we met in person in July at Garden State Comic Fest, but you found me a few weeks before the con and back. You're awesome, man. Thank you. So, all right, who wants to start and who's going to finish us off here? That doesn't sound right, but you know what I mean.
Well, you always make me start.
All right. Do you remember your lines, gentlemen?
I think so.
All right, let's go. All right, Kenny, let's rip.
I should by now.
I'm going to kill you both. All right, go ahead. Let it rip, Kenny.
Be legendary.
And have fun storming the castle.
Okay.
All right.